Hello, people of the internet. It is I, GareBear890, back again with another video. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of the gate and let you know that this video, as you can see from the title, is about my movie collection. So unfortunately, this doesn't have to do with video games or video game pickups. It has to do with movie pickups. So there's a lot of them, and let's just get going. So, we'll start off with the one and only VHS in my collection. And it's a good one. Might be my favorite movie of all time, and that is Fight Club. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool collectible as the VHS, and it was super cheap, but also just to see like the differences, especially in the frames where someone may or may not pop in for a frame or two, just to see the difference between the different medias. But yeah, we got that on VHS. And then, of course, you know that I picked it up on DVD when I got a chance. And then I got the collector's edition just because the packaging was so cool and it had some bonus features. Okay, now continuing on with DVDs, we have Into the Wild, very good one. Then we have The Changeling, which is a scary one. Definitely recommend it. This is one of my personal favorites. Idiocracy. Definitely give this one a go. Will keep you amused. Okay, then we have Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Big Top Pee-wee. Both hilarious. And then definitely one of my childhood favorites, Ernest. Got 3 movie collection there. Probably the 3 best. And then we have Hot Shots 1 and 2. Naked Gun Trilogy. Austin Powers Trilogy, and then another hilarious, great one, Undercover Brother, and then the classic Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Definitely need to get a Blu-ray of that. Then we have Dudley Do-Right. Definitely one of my favorites. If you enjoyed Brendan Fraser in George of the Jungle, this is very similar, at least with the humor. Okay, and then we got Son-in-Law, Encino Man, and Biodome. So I definitely love Pauly Shore. I just think he's hilarious, and it's always a good time getting together for a Pauly Shore movie. Okay, and then this was a mockumentary that I saw on TV, and then I had no idea what it was called because I just came in like right in the middle. And anyways, I was finally able to track it down. It's called The Grand, and you got Woody Harrelson, David Cross, Cheryl Hines. Just a whole bunch of hilarious people. Definitely worth a watch. And then we have Beavis and Butthead Do America. Okay, so that wraps it up for the DVDs. And let's move on. Okay, so we got Ocean Wonderland 3D. I do enjoy 3D. I think it's pretty cool if it's done right, especially if it's shot in 3D. So we have IMAX Under the Sea 3D. And then we have One Life, which is a documentary that's narrated by none other than 007 himself. Daniel Craig, I mean. Okay, and then these are kind of, I guess, for lack of better terms, kind of the holiday-ish movies. So we have 9. The Addams Family, 1 and 2. Then we have The Nightmare Before Christmas. And then continuing on with Tim Burton, we got Sweeney Todd, Edward Scissorhands. And then moving into Christmas, we have A Christmas Story, Home Alone 1 and 2, Elf, and then The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Definitely some great ones. Okay. And then moving into kind of more of the family-oriented movies, we got the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and we got Monsters Inc. and Monsters University, and then we got one of my all-time favorites, Holes. I love the book and the movie. Just one of those gems where they got both of them just right. And then we have the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. Incredible movies. And then following up the pirate theme, we got the Goonies. Okay. And then we have Pitch Perfect 1 and 2. Definitely unique, interesting movies. And then this is one that I loved growing up watching. Better Off Dead. Very funny. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And then here's a couple of family classics. We got Mrs. Doubtfire, Uncle Buck, and The Sandlot. And then we got Life of Pi. Very unique and beautifully done film. Same could be said for Lion. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Definitely for the bucket list. And we got an interesting one, Moneyball. The Blind Side. The incredible Remember the Titans. And The Giver. Okay, and then we have August Rush, Secondhand Lions, The Princess Bride, definitely one of my favorites, A Knight's Tale, another one of my favorites, Hook, another one of my favorites, and then we have Uncharted, which I definitely enjoyed, and I really liked the games, of course. Okay, up next, moving into the comedy. So we got Hot Rod, Nacho Libre, Napoleon Dynamite, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom. Then we have Scary Movie 5. I think that's 5. Or 4. No, 4, sorry. Kind of odd how they have the logo. Zombieland. And then we have the Hangover trilogy. 1, 2, and 3. Hilarious movies. Alright, then here's one of my all-time favorite comedies. Pineapple Express. The Interview. This Is the End. And then we have 21 and 22 Jump Street, The Big Lebowski, Wet Hot American Summer, Tropic Thunder, and then this was a 4-pack, but I mainly got it for The Brothers Solomon, which is hilarious and crazy, and then also Walk Hard is one of my favorites. It's definitely one of my favorites, because then I had to go out and get the unrated extended edition on its own. Okay, then we got The Other Guys, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights. Then we have Anchorman 1 and 2, Wayne's World 1 and 2. And then these are definitely some of my childhood favorites. Black Sheep, Tommy Boy, and the classic Dumb and Dumber. Oh man, when I first saw Tommy Boy, that was definitely my favorite comedy for quite a while. Okay, and now it only makes sense that we go from comedy to horror. Alright, so we got Paranormal Activity 1, 2, 3, and 4. Definitely some creepy ones. Then we have Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, Pet Cemetery, Blair Witch, and then Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which was definitely a solid take on the creepy books that scared me half to death. Alright, and then we got the Rob Zombie trilogy. And A Nightmare on Elm Street. And then we have Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. And Sleepy Hollow. It. And then we have Silent Hill and Silent Hill Revelation. I thought that they were definitely worthy takes on the amazing games. Mama. And then Insidious 1 and 2. I need to pick up 3 and 4. And then this is one that really surprised me. The Woman in Black. I didn't really know what to make of it initially. I think this was the first movie that Daniel Radcliffe did after the Harry Potter series ended. And I thought he did a great job. Okay, moving forward, we're getting into some really good stuff. We have the Matrix trilogy, the Book of Eli, V for Vendetta. Definitely one that I watch every year on the 5th of November. Then we have the new Hellboy, Watchmen, definitely a solid one. The hilarious Deadpool. And then we got Logan, the Wolverine, and X-Men Origins Wolverine. Then continuing on with X-Men, we have one of my favorites, X-Men Apocalypse, Days of Future Past, First Class, and then of course the original trilogy that started it off. Okay, then we have Justice League, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and then we have the Batman trilogy with Christian Bale, all of which are excellent. Okay, then we got Venom, Amazing Spider-Man, and then the Tobey Maguire trilogy, which I really like the Tobey Maguire trilogy. That's kind of the one that I grew up with, so I enjoyed it. Okay, and then we got my Marvel collection. So we have Thor: The Dark World and Thor: Ragnarok, which is one of my favorites. And then we have Iron Man and Iron Man 3. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy. And then we have Avengers Age of Ultron. And then my favorite Infinity War. Yeah, definitely my favorite. And then I need to pick up Endgame, obviously. Okay, then this is definitely a unique, interesting one. Looper. The same can be said for Inception. That was a good one. And then we have Blade Runner 2049. We have Gravity 3D. Definitely pick that up in 3D for sure. Then we have The Martian, Interstellar, and then we have the Star Trek trilogy of the newer films. Moving forward, we have probably my favorite of the new Star Wars films, Rogue One. Definitely really well done. District 9. Pacific Rim. And then this was a recent pickup, Ready Player One in 3D. Took a little bit to hunt that down for a good price. And then we have Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, which I remember like all the Final Fantasy fans were like, what the heck? This has nothing to do with the series. But luckily we got Advent Children, which does. Okay, and then I really enjoyed this adaptation. And I wish we'd get more, but it doesn't sound like we will, unfortunately. But Warcraft. I thought it was really well done, and the CGI was pretty mind-blowing. But It was Blizzard, so what do you expect? Okay, and then we have the, I don't know what you would call this exactly. The M. Night Shyamalan trilogy, superhero trilogy. Glass, Split, and Unbreakable. Definitely a different take. And then we have the Hunger Games collection. Really enjoyed the books. Really enjoyed the films. And then we have King Kong and Kong Skull Island. Definitely loved this one. And then going along with Primates, we got the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Okay, then we got Alien Covenant and Prometheus. I really liked those, especially Prometheus. And then we have Riddick. And then this is one of my all-time favorites too. I bought this day one as soon as it released. And that is Mad Max Fury Road. I hope we will eventually see a sequel to that. Then we got Sin City 1 and 2. And then we got 300 and 300 Rise of an Empire. Both excellent. Okay, and then moving along, we got A Quiet Place 1 and 2. Definitely sleeper hits, like awesome movies. And one of those cases where I think the second one was even better. And then we have 10 Cloverfield Lane. This was one that the trailer was so well done that I was like, I have to see it, like just to understand like what's happening, and it did not disappoint. Right, then we have 7, very dark, gritty film. Then we have Snatch, and this is one I really like, Limitless. And then everybody's gotta love the original Taken. And then going right along with that theme, we got The Equalizer 1 and 2. Alright, and then we got Sicario 1 and 2. Really enjoyed both of these. And the same can be said for No Country for Old Men. Okay, now we are going to be moving into one of my favorite directors, Mr. Quentin Tarantino. Still missing a few on Blu-ray, but we got Reservoir Dogs, the one that started it all, Pulp Fiction, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Hateful Eight, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, definitely one of my top favorites of his. And then I think Kill Bill is my favorite by Quentin Tarantino. Volume 1 and 2. Just very stylized and unique films. Really enjoy them. Alright. And we got The Terminator, T2, T3, and Salvation, and Genesis, and Dark Fate. Definitely have enjoyed the Terminator series. The same can be said for The Expendables 1, 2, and 3. I always love picking up the collections. Usually you can get a pretty solid deal, and you get a whole bunch of great movies. Okay, and then this is one that I saw recently, and it was very unique and very humorous. We got Night and Day. This one is not humorous. That is Jack Reacher. And then we have a good chunk of the Mission Impossible movies. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and Rogue Nation, and Ghost Protocol. So I just need to pick up Fallout, and then wait for the new one. Okay, and then following Mission Impossible, we got the Daniel Craig 007. films: Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die. Alright, then we got Bohemian Rhapsody. Need for Speed. Rush. One of my all-time favorites, Ford v Ferrari. Definitely a great movie. And Gran Torino. And then we have The Rum Diary and Blow. Okay, and then we have a triple pack of 300 Troy and Alexander. Pompeii. 47 Ronin. Forbidden Kingdom. Last Samurai. Troy. And Gladiator and Les Mis. Okay, then we got Green Mile, Gangster Squad, Public Enemies, Murder on the Orient Express, Master and Commander, Titanic, The Great Gatsby, and then to go along with this one, we have the Sherlock Holmes movies, 1 and 2, both amazing. Then we have U-571, Fury, American Sniper, Saving Private Ryan, definitely an amazing one, 127 Hours, True Grit, and The Revenant. Okay, now we're going to move into kind of my box sets and special editions, if you will. I actually picked this up today. So we have Star Wars The Force Awakens 3D. Got it brand new sealed for $12. It's on eBay. But I enjoyed The Force Awakens, and I always like when they have cool 3D in some of my favorite films. So, yeah, you can tell it's one of my favorites because I own 2 copies of it. But I picked this one up many moons ago, the Steelbook. Okay, and then we have El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Definitely excellent, excellent movie. And then we have Tron Legacy, 3D. And then we have Avatar. And then, you know, I had to pick up the 3D of that. And then this is definitely one of my favorite film series, Rocky. So we got all 5 films, and then picked up Creed recently. Okay, then we have Gone Girl, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and then we have Spiral, and then the 8-film Saw collection, which, you know, even like taking out the traps, I think the story is actually quite interesting and crazy, to say the least. Alright, and then we have the Underworld Trilogy. And then this is one that I was excited to grab, the Mel Brooks collection. Has a lot of his greatest works, for sure. One of my favorites being High Anxiety. Alright, and then here is a series that I just barely watched all the way through. We have the Jason Bourne trilogy, followed by the Bourne Legacy and Jason Bourne. Which I know this one kind of became a black sheep, but like watching it now and actually knowing who Jeremy Renner is, like I actually really enjoyed it and thought it was a really well done Bourne movie. Okay, getting down to the end. So we have the Alien Anthology. Definitely one of the greatest film series ever. And the same can be said for the Predator series. So I definitely had to pick those up. Okay, and then we have the Harry Potter 8 film collection. So we got all of those on Blu-ray. And then we got the Lord of the Rings Trilogy Extended Edition on Blu-ray. And then I very recently found a decent deal on Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit Trilogy in 4K. So I was really excited to get those. And then, last but not least, let's end it how we began it. With Fight Club. So someone was selling this on Facebook Marketplace. I think they were asking $3. Like, it was one of those deals where it was just weird because I'm just like, here's your $3, like, enjoy it. But yeah, so I decided to keep it sealed because, of course, the first Blu-ray that I ever bought was Fight Club, of course. Because initially I didn't really believe the hype. I was like, DVD is just like so much better than VHS. It's like crystal clear. How could you do any better? But then I saw this and I'm like, okay, fine. So I bought it and then I compared the two and was blown away. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'll invest in Blu-ray. So yeah, anyways, sorry if it was a little long-winded, tried to be quick, but that is my movie collection thus far. Let me know if you have interest in seeing the TV collection. I probably will do it just because I want to. But yeah, let me know, what are some of your favorite movies? What are some of your cool movie pickups? But thanks for watching, and as always,